Have you ever wondered how the full cognitive functions of each MBTI type are actually determined? Before we dive in, let's briefly go over what the four letters in an MBTI type actually represent, though many of you may already be familiar with this. The first letter, E or I, shows your attitude, whether your energy is directed outward or inward. It means extrovert or introvert. The second letter, S or N, tells us your perceiving function, how you take in information. The third letter, F or T, shows your judging function, how you make decisions based on the information. And the fourth letter, J or P, reveals how you interact with the outside world, whether your perceiving or judging function is outside facing. Okay, let's break it down using ENTJ as an example. Because the last letter is J, it means judging function faces outward. So for ENTJs, it's their thinking, specifically extroverted thinking, or TE. Now, if the judging function faces outward, then the perceiving function has to face inward. This gives us introverted intuition, or NI, as an auxiliary function. To balance that, the third function is the opposite of NI, that's extroverted sensing, or SE. And finally, the least developed function, the inferior one, is the opposite of dominant TE, that's introverted feeling, or FI. So the ENTJ stack becomes TE, NI, SE, FI. And that's how cognitive functions are determined. So now that we know the ENTJ stack, let's go deeper into each function. First, TE, extroverted thinking. This is the power to adapt to the external world through logic. It's what helps ENTJs close the gap between what is and what could be. That's why ENTJs set ambitious goals and actually reach them. They are not just dreamers, they are doers. TE is what drives them to act, to solve, and to lead. Next, NI, introverted intuition. This is vision, foresight. When ENTJs think about their goals or strategies, they don't just see what's in front of them. They see 5 moves ahead. They connect patterns, see the hidden structure, and chase long-term impact. And when NI and TE work together, it creates someone who can set a huge, world-shifting goal and actually achieve it. Then we have SE, extroverted sensing. This is ENTJ's third function. It shows up as a hanger for real-world feedback. It's what makes them act fast, adapt to reality, and stay sharp in intense environments. And last, FI, introverted feeling. This one is deep. FI is about inner values. For ENTJs who lead with TE, it often gets buried early in life. In their youth, they may chase external success, status, influence, approval, but sometimes even after winning, a feeling of emptiness creeps in. That's when FI starts to awaken. It whispers, "Is this really my dream?" And when ENTJ learn to listen to the voice, they don't just succeed. They succeed in a way that's meaningful to them. Let's talk a bit more about FI. The most underused, yet the most transformational function for ENTJs. FI is about inner alignment. What do I truly care about? What do I really believe in when no one's watching? At first, FI feels uncomfortable because ENTJs are wired to move forward, to execute. Sitting still and reflecting, that's tough. But FI is not weakness. It's what turns a strong ENTJ into a wise one. It's what makes the leadership authentic. Because when you lead not just with power, but with personal truth, you don't just move people, you inspire them. So you're an ENTJ struggling with this part of yourself. Don't run from it. Sit with it. Because when you embrace your FI, you unlock the most powerful version of who you are. Here's one last thing to remember. We all have every cognitive function, just like we all have two hands. But we tend to favor one. Some functions feel natural, others not so much. But when you understand this, something changes. You grow faster. You understand others better. And life starts to make a little more sense. And as for why an ENTJ, study MBTI and psychology, maybe it's because I'm using my dominant TE to adapt a world full of different minds. And maybe, just maybe, I'm using my inferior FI to understand who really I am. But more than anything, I want to share the insights and tools that have helped me grow. Because growth is a journey, and I'm not planning to stop. So let's keep running forward together.